I guess.
Okay, so I know we have a lot of new faces. So just a quick introduction. I've been thriving for almost 15 months now, and I am a 12K leader. A year ago, I was 4K and not sure how I'd ever see 12K. So this has been quite an amazing year. 2020 was amazing for me. Um, I know there are a lot of things that we can take away from it that maybe were negative, but for me, there were just so many wins, and I'm looking forward to 2021 just being even bigger and better for our tribe. And so the quote, I don't even know if it's a quote, it's just something that I'm saying all the time to myself to remind me that there's always another level, another step up, and it's just basically I say this to myself, it's everywhere. As soon as you're comfortable with what you're doing, it's time to level up. And every time we hit a rank or we get a new promoter or we accomplish something else, it's time to move up because we get comfortable doing it. And when we're comfortable doing it, that means it's time to grow. And reels are such a huge thing on Instagram right now. Something that every single one of you should embrace. I was scared to death. Kayla and I had this forever ongoing chat. I'm sure I just made her crazy because I'm so OCD. I needed it to be perfect, and I have so much self-doubt that, and I lack self-confidence that it's just a huge thing for me. And so we need to be able to grow, to push ourselves, and to be okay with falling on our face. And maybe it's not perfect or exactly how you want it to be, but just show up anyway, because that's who you are authentically. That's you being genuine with your audience. The thing about growing our brand and building a brand, first and foremost, is that you're relatable to somebody. Think about just being relatable to one person. You're talking to one person. We can't hit everybody. We can't get everybody to be our customer, our promoter, or to relate with every single person. And I think that we, or at least I do, I look at the whole thing as one big elephant, and I get so overwhelmed. I talked with Shay and some other people last week, and I just retreat into old bad habits, old mindsets, because I can't figure out how to take the elephant one bite at a time. I just want the whole thing right now, and I get overwhelmed. So when we talk about branding ourselves, this is very overwhelming. This is huge. This is something that grows your platform. So you need to decide, in my mind, you need to decide, is Facebook your platform or is Instagram your platform? Because they do two different things. When we go to Instagram, people now are focused in on finding people they relate to, people they can network with, create relationships with. Facebook for me is for friends and for family and for fun. You can put all of your quotes up there in Facebook. You can post 5 or 6 times a day. That doesn't mess with the algorithm technically of Facebook or the things that are going on in Facebook. It's just completely different. But when we go to Instagram, I mean, they're talking about creating portions of it now that are going to be Google related, so that you can search anything you want, and based on your hashtags and your post titles and the things that you talk about, you're going to come up. So this is where we're going to build our brand. This is what you're going to be known for. So think about this, if you were to Google yourself, what do you want Google to say about you? Write that down. What do you want Google to say about you? Okay. This is your vision. This is your why. This is why you are doing what you're doing. When I think of Jess, I want to be inspired. She's just naturally inspiring. When I think about Shay, I think about fashion, makeup tips, mom hacks, things like that, hands down. When I think of Ashley, I think about weightlifting and single mom life. Like, everybody should have something they're going to your page for. Kayla is a trainer, right? She teaches yoga and she's a life coach. Like there are certain things she does. So we should have those things. Karen is a nurse. She should be talking about nursing and why she would choose Thrive. Like these are just things I see. I'm not telling you what to do. So get a clear vision of what your platform is, why people would come to you, why they want to interact with you. Think about who you are, what you want to be seen as, what you're creating, and who you are serving. Okay. These are big questions. And I've been doing this course since November. And I'm not even done with it because they want you to go slow. They want you to take time and they want you to really be intentional when you're on your platform because you want people to just come to you. You don't want to have to be an infomercial. You want people to come to you. You want people to relate to you so they create conversations with you, not be known as, oh, it's that girl. She's selling Thrive again. Like, we don't want that. We want to create curiosity. We want to create interest. There's a difference. And so the one thing they talked about is when you look at your bio, what does your picture say about you? I know Paul had mentioned, and I did this, and it's great because I get interaction from it. You can see my patch. People ask me what that is. Okay. Everybody's going to have a different picture based on a different platform, whatever it is, but this picture is working for me. It draws people to me. But think about what your little tiny bio picture is. Okay. And what you're drawing already from that. Then what does your bio say? What do you want to do or say that stands out? I'm not perfect at any of these things. These are just things I'm learning. So mine, I want people to know that I'm an anxiety warrior. My platform is mental health. That's why I started it before Thrive Ever. That was why I started it. I put in there, my passion is health and wellness. I'm taking a nutrition course. I'm going to get certified as a nutritionist. That's huge for me because I love food, which is what I say my obsession is. And then also that I'm a travel junkie and a blended family. So now when people read my bio, they know what they're going to get or should get based on my bio. And if they look down at the first 6, 9, 12 posts, they should relate to what your bio says about you. If they don't, you need to think about what your bio says or else be more intentional and valued with your posts when you're creating your content. Okay. And then everybody's Instagram, based on what they are, is set up a little bit differently. But you should have reels, you should have lives, you should have guides. Does anybody else have guides? Have you guys looked into those? I've started building guides. They're a new thing on Instagram. You can go look, and if you press on each one of my things, I have a guide now. One is for nutrition, one is for food, and those are the two that I've started. If you have that, let's talk about them one day. They're awesome. This is where you can drop all the information you want people to look at. So like how Shay has Like to Know It, she could do one guide just on fashion, and it would be all her Like to Know It links, all of her posts that have Like to Know It hashtags in it. So that is very awesome that they're doing that because they're going to switch everything over to like a Google, like I was mentioning. Okay. Your fives list is going to help you develop your brand. It's going to help you create your content. It's going to help you create content that makes sense to your bio. Okay. So if you said that you love Jesus just because that, or you love coffee, they're going to expect to see you talk about Jesus and coffee because those are the things you say that you like and that you're creating content about. Okay. And always be authentic. When I first started, we watch all of our leaders and our upline and our side sisters, but we should be watching them to get ideas, not to imitate them or be them, because I can't be a 200K, 80K leader when I'm still just a brand promoter right now. So I can't say or do the same things, but I can be inspired by the things that they're saying and doing. Same thing goes for if you're looking for content and you aren't finding something, go get inspired. Type in the hashtags and get inspired with content. It doesn't mean you have to copy it, but it will help spark something that has to do with your fives if you're putting in an intentional hashtag. So you want to let your core values shine through, and you want to learn what your superpowers are. Look at the posts that you do that get the most response, most likes, most engagement, not from us per se, obviously, but other people that you don't relate with yet. Those are the things that are being targeted. Those are the people that are coming to you because you had something that they want, whether it be about lifting, whether it be about nutrition, whether it be about nursing or life coaching or being inspired or fashion tips or makeup tips. Those things that have the most engagement are the things your audience wants to see. So run with that. That's your superpower right there. The other thing is to be consistent. This is a hard one for me because I've chosen personally to only post once a day, whether it be morning, midday, afternoon. It depends on when my most engagement. If you look at your insights, you can find when your audience is the hottest and when they're on the most. And based on the people that have liked your post or engaged with you, and you can post at that specific time to boost your engagement immediately. But be consistent so that your audience knows sometime between 9 and 11 every day I'm going to hear from Ashley, and I'm going to be looking for that because that's when she posts or that's when she puts up new stories. So while it's all good and fine to have, you know, tons of posts to your kids or whatever, put those in a carousel and make it one post. You're going to get more engagement that way. Create value with the content that you're using. You don't want to just, on Instagram, you don't want post after post after post after post. You get lost. 1 to 2 posts a day that have value. That's what you want to do on Instagram. Facebook, go wild. Go wild on Facebook. Okay. The target number for stories that keep interest, 8 to 20. Less than that, you're not going to get seen. More than that, people are going to stop watching you because you're just overloading them. So be consistent with your stories, be consistent when you post, be consistent about your posts so that they match your bio. And then pick your signature thing. You know how Paul is always saying, what does he say? Now I lost it. Now it's time to get as healthy as you can, as fast as you can, whatever that catch line is. So he has a tagline. That's his tagline from 2020. He talked about that on the call the other day, and he'll probably have a new tagline for 2021. But create something that's yours, whether it's a fashion piece, something that's color coordinated. So your brand has a certain color. Cara Alwell, Birds Papaya, they're pink. Cara Alwell's pink and black. Like, you know, create something that when people see your page, they know that this is you. This is cohesive to who, you know, Stacy is. This is cohesive to who Ashley is. This is who's cohesive. This is what's cohesive to whatever anybody is. My mind is just overflowing with things I want to say. I'm trying to hurry because I just blather on. So whether it's a color or a pattern, a preset on your pictures, create continuity. Create something that's enjoyable to look at so people don't just scroll past. You want something that catches their eye. And then tell your stories. Draw from your experiences. Be vulnerable. Be willing to open up about what your passions are and why you chose what you do every day, and relate it to your life. You know, I talk about mental health and it being related to gut health and how much, you know, our products have helped me because, you know, everything starts in the gut. And that's what we talk about. We talk about those digestive enzymes, those pre and probiotics. So how does that relate to your life? Why are you doing what you're doing? You can do it without being an infomercial. Shay's post that she just did was perfect. Catching those moments of being in the snow with Liam today was not a decision she had to make because of the career she has. She gets to have that and still work her business. that was business related, that was Thrive related, and yet she didn't have to say anything about it, but it creates curiosity. Those are the kinds of things we should be talking about. We don't always need to have a post with our product. We don't always need to have a post saying, join me. I think I get on tangents of, whoa, I'm talking about the business, and I'm talking about nutrition, and I have to really pace myself. And I try to plan out during the week unless I feel inspired, like what I'm posting about throughout the week. And I think that when we try and time block, content create, and we start doing those things, we're treating it more like a business. And that's what we need to be doing. And then that final, just in this session, because there's just so much, but I just picked out these 8 things. Be your own icon, have integrity, have self-respect. Don't do anything that you wouldn't want to see or share with your family or any of your customers or your promoters. So you don't need a booty pic to be popular. You don't need to be famous to be popular. You don't have to have hundreds and thousands of followers to have good engagement or to gain customers. So do the things that are you, that are your values, that are the things that you respect. You don't have to try and be a celebrity. You can't be Bird's Papaya. I could never do the things she does, but she does inspire me. And so be you. Don't be somebody else hoping to get where they are, because their journey, their story is not the same as yours. You personally are a living, breathing manifestation of your vision. Okay? What you're manifesting, you need to live it, breathe it, own it, believe in it. There was a thing on Instagram that I saw with Jim Carrey, and he said that you need to leave religion and hope at the door and have faith. So there was a difference in his mind that you're just having faith that what you're envisioning is happening. And so shut the door on hoping it happens. Shut the door on just saying, I gave it to you, God, make it happen. You're having faith that it will, because you're believing and you're creating the actions that will get you to what you're manifesting. And so I didn't say that probably right, but I could find it and share it with you. But it's just the fact that you can't give it to somebody else. You have to do it yourself. So here are some things that I learned that are just kind of fun, and they really make you think about your brand. Okay, this is a fun way to do it. And I'll close it out with this. If your brand was a GIF or GIF, however anybody says that, because I don't know the true term, what would it be? Just 3 of them. 3. What would they be? Like one of the people that did one of the lessons said hers would be mic drop or boom, because she's just so blunt, so forward, and that's what she would be, was a mic drop. Okay, that was the example. What mood are you trying to convey? Are you positive and upbeat? Are you trying to soothe people? Are you sad? Are you happy? Yes, Schitt's Creek for sure. So what mood are you trying to create with your page? If you were a song, album, or artist, what would your brand be? That's a big one. That's a big one. I have been obsessed with Meghan Trainor. If you've read any of her biography or know any of her story, I've been using a lot of her songs because she totally just speaks to me. And Shay, yes, you are totally Beyonce. I love that. And then if you were a birthday party theme, what would your theme be? These are good. Like, these are good, fun things, because when you're doing a reel and like Shay said, she's Beyonce, she used to be a Beyonce song today. Like, brand yourself. They know what Beyonce is. She is all about queen. Like, she is getting it done. So those are the things that you can use to help inspire you and motivate you to expand your brand beyond, hey, I'm Stacy, I come from a terrible marriage. Like, that would just be so tunnel vision. There's so many more things about me. And the one thing that I've really been talking about, because our story continues to grow, is the fact that I didn't have self-confidence, but right at the very end, I did that Meghan Trainor badass woman reel, because I'm learning to be comfortable in my body. I'm learning to have self-confidence. I have body dysmorphia, body image issues. Those are connecting to people that have those issues so that you are growing your network organically. And that's really what we want to do. The one thing that came up today in the chat was somebody getting blocked, and basically you're in IG jail. So if you're following and unfollowing gross amounts, meaning a lot of people in a day, they're going to think that you're spamming and that you're a bot. So I would be careful to unfollow no more than 30, and maybe the next day go and follow people, but intentionally follow people. Don't just follow hoping they're going to like what you have, but be intentional with who you're following. The other thing is, just really quickly, because this is something I learned today, is hashtags, like being on your hashtag game. So in my class today, they talked about having a hashtag strategy. So I use hashtag expert. I know Shay does. I know a lot of you do. Maybe you use a different platform for your hashtags. But here's the thing, and I never really thought about this. But if you are constantly hashtagging Lavelle, Thrive, Sculpt, anything to do with our company, you're only attracting maybe 20% my nutrition certification course. I'm not going to hashtag nutrition per se. I'm going to hashtag binge eating disorders. I'm going to hashtag overeaters. I'm going to hashtag things that are in the same subject, but not what I'm doing. Does that make sense? That was an eye opener for me. Because I use hashtag expert, I get it. Don't use Boss Babe. Boss Babe is every entrepreneur out there. So you're only attracting more entrepreneurs. You want to hashtag tired mom. You got to think outside the box of who's coming to look at that hashtag and use those hashtags around the circle, not female hustler in the center. That can't be your only hashtag. So really be strategic. And I know that, BCAAs and Sculpt and those kinds of things have worked, but the algorithm then is tagging you into that and you're going to get lost. So if you want your hashtag and your post to be seen at the top when somebody searches a hashtag, you don't want to do something that is used so many times over and over and over again that it pushes you to the very bottom. Okay. You want to integrate different levels of hashtags, maybe ones that do have 200,000, same posts, but you need to get some that have less than 50,000, less than 5,000, even less than 1,000, so that you're pushed to the top of that posting page with that hashtag. So, this really truly, as we're in this Operation Winning, this is really your season to build an actual business platform. And so this branding, what I've learned and this little bit I've shared, is super important. And if you want to chat with me individually, I'm happy to do that. But these classes I've been taking have been huge for me. And I want to save everybody the money. And I want to share this with you because these are really important things as we're growing businesses and we're getting bigger and bigger. We need to be networking organically. We need to be building those relationships, using our fives to attract the people that we want to come with us. And so if you want, just let me know and I can write out these 8 things that we talked about just so you have them as a reminder. But really be strategic with the things that you are doing, the content the value that it's bringing, you know, anything like that on Instagram, because it's becoming more and more business and Google related. And so that is really all that I have to share. I could probably just sit and talk to you guys because I just love it. But anyway, I will get that typed up for you guys, and then I'll just copy and paste it into our chat so that you guys have it. But this has been really good for me. It's been eye-opening, and I hope that you guys all enjoyed it. Talk to you later.